Film fans of YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, your Movie Apprentice, and today I am looking at Willys Wonderland, directed by Kevin Lewis and starring Nicolas Cage, Emily Toster and Beth Grant. This film follows a badass leather-bound drifter who, after his car breaks down, offers to pay for his car's repairs by cleaning up an old kids restaurant called Willys Wonderland. However, the animatronics within this building have a certain taste for blood. Now, first and foremost, let's get the obvious out of the way. Nicolas Cage is an absolute treasure in this. If all you're looking for in this movie is that Nicolas Cage just beats the ever-loving hell out of some animatronics for an hour and a half, then there we go. Perfect cup of tea, great movie. You can leave the review now if that's all you wanted. But there are several things we have to look at when looking at this film. This is very much a Five Nights at Freddy's movie without officially being called Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, as much as I love Nicolas Cage kicking ass throughout this film, which is all it had to be, this film does try and do a little bit more. Whilst it does embrace its B-movie concept and really hams up the cheesy side of it, making it a lot of fun to watch, there are certain elements that really just do drag the grade down for me. If I'm just looking at this purely from a B-movie perspective, not as a proper movie, then this will get a very high grade purely because it gives me what I wanted, which is just Nicolas Cage beating the ever-loving hell out of some animatronics. That's all I want to go into this, and if only I could just watch a film like that, but unfortunately I have to look at certain aspects of the film that do drag it down for me. Because besides Nicolas Cage, there are other characters in this that, as you can guess, are purely there just to fill out the body count. And whilst we do like to see some kills, these kills are heavily edited and chopped up. So while we do see some decent gore, there is a lot of strobe lighting that covers half of it up, and it is very roughly cut together. As well as the fight scenes, they are also very heavily edited. I know it's quite low budget, you're not going to see smooth motions of these animatronics fighting Nicolas Cage, but they are so over-edited several times that you can't really appreciate the fights half the time. If I want to see Nicolas Cage beating the hell out of animatronics, I don't want to see every single fight scene he has with these animatronics being cut up into teeny tiny pieces. It is very heavily edited. That really breaks up the choreography of these fights, and sometimes it does feel like these fights go on for a bit too short of a time. I felt this film would have worked a lot better if it was a nice slow build. He's locked in this room, he's cleaning up the place, and bit by bit these things start to creep him out bit by bit before they go in for the kill. But from the get-go, about 10 minutes in, we have our first animatronic attacking him, and the film's pacing just gets a bit all over the place at times. This is mainly down to these extra characters. Now, these extra characters make no sense. In fact, this whole concept makes no sense if you stop and think about it for even a second. There are many questions that are unanswered within this, and quite frankly, I did not need to know the entire backstory of why this place exists, who these animatronics are, why the townsfolk just ignore it. I don't need to know that. I just need Nicolas Cage to be in this creepy ass old closed down restaurant and getting stalked by some animatronics until it is time to kick the ever-loving hell out of them. But regardless of that, we do unfortunately have some exposition scenes that talk about these characters. There are some decisions made by some characters that make literally no sense. We're all getting the spoilers. You know how you have... Remember the film Ma, where a kid was talking about how stupid idea it would be to go into Ma's house, and then literally 5 minutes later he's asking for pizza rolls from this same woman that he was paranoid about? There's a character that basically has the exact same logic in this film as well. The animatronics are nicely designed. I did enjoy the different look that each animatronic had. They gave each one of them a particular identity, and even their voice performances gave them a unique identity that made them interesting no matter who they were, which I thought was a very nice touch and a bit more effort that probably should have been intended for such a B-movie concept. However, the Nicolas Cage element of this. We love Nicolas Cage, but as much as I love him being this stone cold, leather bound jacket, sunglasses wearing absolute badass of a character, I feel like you did neuter Nicolas Cage a little bit in this. My point is that Nicolas Cage, who is known for his very zealous, overdramatic acting, doesn't have a single line in this film. He is a silent protagonist. And while we do get some amazing Nicolas Cage moments, my personal favourite scene features a pinball sequence with the soundtrack of Willys Wonderland in the background in a synthwave style. The fact that you give this guy no dialogue, no cheesy one-liners to throw at these animatronics, I feel like does the film a great disservice. While I did enjoy his screams beating the hell out of these characters, there is no dialogue to back it up, and it's one of those characters you just don't want to question at all. There's a few moments where he just communicates what he's feeling through just intense stares, and it works, but you also just wondering, what the hell did I just watch? This is a fun movie, and unfortunately there's a lot of stuff that drags it down for me. There are some jump cuts in the editing that make absolute no sense, apart from just the choreography being cut up to absolute nothingness. There are moments where characters' positions will seemingly jump. There was a particular moment where a character is quite literally banging on the door asking for help, and not a second later Nick Cage kicks open that door. Not even a second later, yet this character that was literally screaming, banging on the door 2 seconds ago is suddenly across the room, half eaten and dead 2 seconds later. Which, yeah, from an editing standpoint, this film is an absolute mess. Again, it's a dumb, fun B-movie presence that many people will enjoy if you're just looking to see Nick Cage kick the ever-living hell out of animatronics. Before I get into my grade, if you like what I do on this channel, consider clicking that like button and subscribe to the channel while hitting that bell notification for more reviews like this coming all the time. Overall, Willys Wonderland is just an okay cup of tea. So Willys Wonderland, have you seen it? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Again, you like what I do on this channel, click that like button, subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this coming all the time. Next up we've got Earwig and the Witch, which is going to be an interesting one to say the least. There's a number of new films coming out this week, so do make sure you stay tuned for those. But until next time, my name is Josh, I have been your Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you in the next video.